Rock and Roll Duty by Kim Mitchell. Here's a quick run through. Alright, so let's do the old open A string for you to tune to me. This song starts on an A suspended second or A suspended fourth. I'm not sure exactly. Technically, what it is, it's an A chord on your you're barring the second fret, and you're adding this D note, which is the third fret of the second string, and that's your starting chord right there. Obviously you pull the note off. Okay, easy enough. And then you take your third finger here on the third fret of the fourth string, and you're going to slide it up to the fifth fret. And then you're going to let the open G note, the third string right underneath, ring. It's the same note. And you're going to bar these two notes right here on the third fret, first two strings. And you're just going to kind of play them up. Whoops. If you have a whammy bar there, yeah, you want to give it a bit of a shake. If you don't, you just kind of got to do it with your hands. Okay? And then you're doing a D suspended fourth or D suspended second, I'm not sure. It's your basic D chord pattern, which you all probably know. And you're adding that pinky right here on the first string. And again, you're going to be pulling that off. Okay? And then you can kind of palm mute this with your right hand to make it sound a bit better. It's an open E, open sixth string. It's pretty easy to do actually. It's just that's an open fifth. You can kind of bend that slightly. You can kind of shake it a bit too if you have a fast vibrato. You can go. Okay, so let's do that one slowly. Of the song are pretty easy. It's just an A, a G, a funny D that I'll show you, and then an F, and I think a G. So you're starting on the A to the G. You don't use that note in the G if you play your G like that. And then you do a D chord with an F sharp bass note. If you've never done that chord before, you start off with a D. But instead of using this finger right here, you put that finger there. So you kind of end up with that sort of thing. And you're not going to be playing the high E string here. And you wrap this finger around and you put it on that lowest note right there. And you just sort of use the meat of your finger to stop this fifth string from ringing out, because that doesn't sound right in the chord. Now, if that's really hard for you, you can just do a normal D chord. It sounds almost as good. Then you do an F, which is a bar chord like this, or you can just do the power chord, the first three strings, top three strings on the first fret. Then to a G on the third fret, and then into that whole pattern again. So let's run through that chord pattern again for the verse. And the second time through the verse, or third time, fourth time, maybe, I'm not sure. When he goes to the F, he goes to the F, to the G, and instead of going back into that chord pattern, he goes up to the 5th fret, D. This is where he sings, "I'm just doing my rock and roll duty," right before the chorus. Most of you know these chords. They're like the rock and roll chord. That's technically adding a 6th to the chord. You're doing the 5th fret here, 5th string, 7th fret, 4th string, and you're just putting that pinky off and on there. If you can pull it off and bend your finger like this, you can play more of the chords. Now there's only 2 slight changes he makes to the chords throughout this song. One is just after that first impossible little fast fill that he does, and he takes the distortion off the guitar. You can hear it in the background, and he just plays oops. And they're the same chords, it's just played a little bit differently. It's played on the high strings. You can use some chorus here if you want to. Bar your A chord like this, but put your little finger on the first 2 notes, first 2 strings of the 5th fret. And then just bar the first 2 strings of the 3rd fret, and play like the top 4 strings. Then a D. And then an F, and a G, and you can cut the distortion and go back to the regular chord. The other slightly different thing he does is just before the guitar solo, he'll do one run of the. You take this whole chord pattern, slide it down 2 frets.